Getting your mojo back in January. My name's Liz. I'm a mum of four and I home educate in the UK. Now, I also have a Facebook group and a page, and I've been getting a ton of messages from mums saying they're struggling to get their mojo back. So they're saying that they're struggling to get their mojo back and their motivation each day, with many feeling guilty about this. Now, all home educating parents and homeschooling parents have highs and lows. We may be an advanced species, but we are still animals. And we're still in the depths of winter. And it's a natural instinct this time of year to go inward, to cozy down and slow down, to unwind, regroup and recuperate. And this is an instinct that most of us have to fight against, to enable us to keep up with the fast pace of society and the demands that society places upon us, just to simply survive, forgetting that we are beings, creatures, a part of nature itself. Now, our bodies naturally don't appreciate us ignoring that natural instinct, ignoring our physiological drives. And therefore, what you're feeling is actually completely natural. Our bodies are programmed to take cues from nature. And obviously, many people out there can suffer from SAD, seasonal adjustment disorder. And again, that's not surprising when we look at our bodies from a biological point of view. Our vitamins, especially our vitamin D, is lowered over the winter period. And not only that, in the UK, we tend to actually be depleted in vitamin D as standard, even in the middle of summer. So in the winter, it hits us hard. And vitamin D is essential for our brain health and our immune system, so it also has an effect on our moods. And obviously, it's not just vitamin D, there are other vitamins out there that are equally as important, especially considering gut health has a huge, huge impact on our mental health. It has a huge role to play, that gut-brain connection. Instead of fighting against this instinct, flow with it, embrace it. After all, our children are probably feeling it too. Look into unschooling techniques if you're feeling a little bit lost over this time period, or even Montessori activities that you can adapt to suit your own family's lifestyle and needs, or snuggled and den forts that the children have built and constructed themselves, which is actually physics after all. Watch TED Talks on topics they find interesting or that you feel would be beneficial to their education. You can also check out sites like OutSchool and the £2 Tuition Hub if you're looking for some more directed learning that they could do. Involve them in your meal prep or baking, because after all, we still all need to eat. Play board games together, and I'm a huge fan of game schooling. A huge, huge fan. I try and incorporate a bit of game schooling every week. And games can teach important, crucial skills like logical thinking, strategy, planning, organisation. It's brilliant. Evaluation, there's tons of skills that it actually teaches. Having to think on the spot, having to adapt, flexibility, going with the flow, team building skills and so on. There's so many skills that game schooling can teach us that when you're feeling this low, it's a brilliant time to take advantage of that and whack out a few games. There's also a lot of educational options available. Just looking around my room, I'm just looking around the room I'm in now, and I'm actually in our educational room, which is why there's bookcases everywhere. And I've got Robot Wars games, Brain Box games up on the top. We've got the nature ones, the animal ones, the science ones. I've got mini science kits around the room. Let me see. I've got big science kits on top of there as well, which are always optional. So there's tons of options that you can actually bring in like that and incorporate too. Now, if you're on a budget like me, sometimes that's not feasible. So I tend to pick them up in the sales at the works and places like that, or charity shops. Charity shops are great for stuff like that too. You can try going for a walk as a family or on your own. Nature can be really balancing for us. They can really ground us and help root us down. So even if you're just spending 10 to 15 minutes in your garden each day, just to give yourself that time out and that recalibration, maybe start prepping an area together for a garden that your child can be responsible for. Getting outdoors and our hands in the ground can be really beneficial. The microbiome of soil is actually genuinely beneficial for our health too. But most of all, trust the pace that your body is setting. It's setting it for a reason. Trust your inner body clock. But on the same time, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for support if your mental health does genuinely nosedive. Some things are just easier said than done. And not everything is a simple fix that we would like it to be. And this is a very generalized vlog into feeling a tad low, some malaise, and struggling to get your mojo and energy back this January to jump into home education or homeschooling again. This is not a message for those struggling with serious long-term mental health complications, because if you're really feeling that low, then it is so important that you go and get help and rely and use your support network around you. Now, mental health issues may be kind of helped by these steps. It won't hinder your mental health, obviously, but at the same time, it's not going to be a quick fix or anything like that, and this isn't a vlog for that. If you are having long-term mental health conditions, if you are having long-term mental health issues, there are places that I can signpost you to, or places that you can find online that you can contact. Please don't suffer in silence and reach out to those organisations that are available, because they will be able to help you, support you, and point you in the right direction. Never take the chance with your mental health. It's just not worth it. And if you have any tips on helping parents get their spring back in their step this January, then please pop them below in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to press like and follow.